So one of the challenging things that we've been kind of wrestling with is really juggling having two farms. One that we live on and make income off of, and then this one that is really just it sucks every bit of money that we have to get it fixed up so that we can eventually move here. But this year we have been really blessed. We're blessed every year, but we've been really blessed with the Airbnb business. For whatever reason this year it has been really good so far to start off the year. And then we're getting into summertime, which is our kind of peak season. And so we're generating really enough income off of our other place that we can continue to work on this place and fund a good bit of what this is, or what we're doing here, from the income that we're generating off our other farm. So it's a really good situation for us to be in. And also because we're making, pretty good income off of that place, it's kind of nice too, because I don't feel as rushed to get this place, 100% done, so that we can get over here as quick as possible and then get out of the other place and get it on the market and sell. So we're just kind of taking it, day by day, as far as that goes. With that being said, the weather has not been in our favor these past week or two. I'm still waiting on Chert to get out here. I've got a guy that's going to bring some gravel for the driveway, the road, whatever you want to call it, coming in. But it's the Chert that every time it rains, those Chert pits get wet, and so it's another 2 or 3 days before the guy can get in there to scoop the Chert and bring it out here. So we got rain again yesterday. The next 2 or 3 days, it looks like it's going to be dry. So I'm hoping that we can get some Chert out here by the end of the week. I'm probably going to go ahead and have the guy with the gravel come and bring at least the first 3 loads to get us gravel up to a certain point. And then the rest of it will just have to be graveled after we bring in the Chert, which that'll just happen when it happens. And so trying to juggle between the two places, I think for this week, since that's probably not going to happen until the end of the week, and I don't think I'm going to be able to get the siding delivered probably this week. So tomorrow, at least for tomorrow and Thursday, we're going to work on the electrical, the rough-in plumbing, hopefully get that done. I've got some guys that I may pay to come out and finish removing the ductwork and then put down a moisture barrier under the house. So we're going to get that done, finish framing in this room over here that's going to be like our pantry/utility room. I need to frame in a closet for the back bedroom. But as far as the interior goes, that's what has to be done next. And then we'll order the insulation, and I don't think that'll take too long to put up. So hopefully maybe by the end of next week we should have the plumbing, the electrical, the insulation, and I'm hoping the exterior finished. And then after that it's all the finish work, which really gets into the money on that one. So although the insulation is not cheap either. So that's where we're at right now. So we're just going to see how far we have to go, or how far we can go with this place over the next week or two. And then at some point I'm going to take a day or two off from this project and go back to our other place and do like a few little minor things that need to be done there to kind of keep it up and running. And that's where we're at. Yeah, so this week did not go according to plan, kind of like all the weeks do, I guess. I really wanted to get the electrical, the plumbing, and maybe the insulation in this week, but the company that we ordered the siding from, they said they were going to go pick it up and keep it at their yard, and then hold it for me there until whenever we were ready. And then on, what day was it? Maybe it was on Tuesday. I get a call from the driver and he says, "Hey, I'm 5 minutes down the road," and so that kind of, I felt bad like telling him to turn around and go take it back. So me and my brother were doing the electrical, and we got almost all the electrical done. We still got to wire in the breaker panel, run the wire for the big appliances, the oven, the AC, the hot water heater, and something else I'm forgetting about. Anyway, but we got to run those wires, but we have all the base plugs, all the lights, all the switches, all that's done. So the electrical is not going to take a whole lot more to do. We did not get to the plumbing at all because the siding came in, and so I'll show you what we did. I'll show you what we got done this week on the siding. But I have been waiting for probably 3 weeks now to get chert out here, but for this spring we've just had rain after rain, and those chert pits really need 2 or 3, maybe 4 days to dry out, depending on how warm it is. And so as they start to dry out, we get more rain, and so they couldn't deliver me some, but they did manage to get me 3 loads out today to level up this pole barn pad, which is still a frustrating topic for me. But anyway, and he said that the chert that he was bringing was not the same chert that they brought the first loads, which that was one. I mean, this is good chert, but I really liked the first stuff because it was clean, it was easy to spread, it packed in nice. This stuff, it packs in really nice, and I think it's going to be good. It's just a little bit more work because, I mean, it's just got tons of rocks in it. So you can see right here, but like I said, we got 3 more dump truck loads in here, so I was able to spread this out, but you've got, rocks like this. And that's a pretty good sized rock that, and there's one over there that's bigger than that. So I've kind of spread it out and I've pushed most of the rocks to this edge right here. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I might put them in that ditch over here when it rains. Maybe that might look nice to fill that in with rocks. Maybe I'll do that. But anyway, I was able to get most of it spread. So we're getting closer to the pad. It's supposed to rain here in a few hours. And I'm kind of tired. It's been a long week. So we're going to go home and eat dinner and enjoy the weekend. But that's kind of where we're at out here. So hopefully we'll see how much. And then next week it's supposed to be rainy again. So we'll just see what the weather allows me to do outside. But let's go over to the house and I will show you how far we got on the siding. So for the exterior siding, we went with this LP Smart siding. It's easy to work with, it looks nice, and it was fairly affordable. Nothing's really cheap anymore, but we made pretty good progress on it. So we've got 3 sides done, but we've got all the windows and everything's trimmed out. I've got plastic up here. That's where those custom cut windows. So there's going to be a window here that goes over the bathtub here, and then that one down there is a kitchen window. We got to do a little trim up and a little touch up here around the eaves. But anyway, for the most part, that's done. Got this side done, and it's caulked. We haven't had time to caulk everything other than this one side. But it'll be fine until next week when we come back out here. So, and then we have this other long side done. So I've still got to do a little bit of work on the roof. But all in all, I think it looks pretty good. There's a little bit of a learning curve for us on the smart side. We've never put it up before, but it really wasn't too bad. Um, you know, with the 16-foot pieces, it's easier to work with 3 people. 4 people was really nice today because we had 3 people holding the piece up to keep the spacing even, and then we had my brother with a nail gun shooting them in, and then I was going back and forth cutting the pieces. And so we were able to get into a pretty good rhythm today as far as getting this long side done and finishing up that other side this morning when we first got here. But anyway, so all that's left is just the back side of the house and then the trim piece up around the under the eaves. There might be something else we've missed, but I think that's pretty much it for the exterior. So that'll be really nice to get this done. We are going to put a covered carport, patio, whatever you want to call it, for Susie to park her van over on this side. So I've got to remove these blocks and build some steps there. And I guess I'll probably need to move my trash pile. So that'll be dumpster number 4. Yeah, I'm really, really bad at estimating time and pretty much everything, I guess, because when we started this, I thought 1, maybe 2 dumpsters, but no, that'll be 4. And I think with the 4th one, we'll be good. There's a lot of wood in here that we can burn, so, but I'll probably wait and get the dumpster right before we're ready to do the final cleanup on this place. There's still some trash in the woods over here that I don't know when we'll get to it. Speaking of the land, sad news. The deer, which we affectionately named Stroke, she died a couple days ago. So anyway, it's kind of sad not being able to see her around here. I enjoyed seeing her. She was almost always out in the field. Probably 70% of the time that we would come out here, I would see her, stop and feed her something. Most of the time she'd come and eat out of my hand. So anyway, but unfortunately her time came, so she is no longer with us. We do have a cat that's around here. I've seen her a few times. Not as friendly as the deer though. So, but anyway, let's go. I'll show you inside real quick and show you what we got done on the electrical. So like I said, we got all the wire run for the lights, the switches, the plugs. There's a few things in the kitchen. The hot water, the dryer was the thing that I could not remember earlier. That's what we need to wire in. But we did start putting in our breaker panel, and we started wiring in all these things. So anyway, we got all these to go. And if it's going to be rainy, that might be a good project because it's just a tedious, time-consuming thing that we have to do. So, but we're getting closer. So who knows how long it'll take. I'm going to quit guessing on how much longer we'll be working on this before we move in. But if I had to guess, I'd say a month. Let's see, so if it's raining next week, we'll finish the electrical, we'll work on the rough-in plumbing, and probably just start cleaning up stuff. I gotta patch the floor because we did finally get all the old junk out from underneath. And I don't know if you can see it down there, but we do have a new moisture barrier. So it's nice and clean underneath the house. So I'm excited about that. So that got done today. I don't know, I guess as I'm sitting here talking about it, it feels like we had a pretty productive week, but it never feels that way for most of the time. So anyway, it's just a slower process than what I thought, but we are making progress. So on another note, this week we were really blessed that we had some friends come out and give us a hand, which was really nice. I did help him move, so I think that's fair. His couches were heavy. But I do appreciate having good friends and family that come out and help. So that's always nice, and it's good to spend time with them too. And one other thing, we did start our bug service this week. So a company came out and they checked for termites. We did have one area where there was a little bit of activity, so they did have to treat that. And then they put the little, I think they're called Centricon stations, around the house. So we did get that done, and then they came back the next day and did just a regular spray for spiders, roaches, whatever. Although we don't have a ton of bugs in the house because there's really nothing in here for them anymore. So we did get that done. That was kind of exciting because I had this thought in my head like he's going to come up and he's going to be like, man, this place is too far gone. I don't know how this thing's holding together. But I was glad that there wasn't a ton of activity currently because, again, this place has been here for 13 years. Unoccupied, windows open, doors open, windows busted. So, you know, it was pretty rough when we bought it. So that was good news that we got that done too. So that's it for this week. See y'all next time.